All right, you guys ready? Who's ready for some Minecraft? Oh, Minecraft actually showed up on the screen for the first time, and I didn't have to fiddle with it. That's the quality you expect here on a Good Times with Scar stream. And here we go. Now, you guys probably did notice there was a stream notification. It was a little bit explosive, a little wild, a little crazy. No, JoJo left. Wait, no, wait. I was coming on to say hi to JoJo. JoJo, no, no. Gosh dang it. Anyway, as I was saying, stream title, pretty crazy, right? Pretty wild, huh? You'll just have to find out what that truly means. Or not title, but stream notification. What that truly means. On Friday. On old Friday. And you know what happens on an old Friday, don't you? But I'm excited. I'm excited. Anyway, besides me being excited for you to see the episode coming out on Friday, we've got work to do. Big work, important work, great work, tons of things. Yes, Stitch will be gone soon. Don't worry about that. We're gonna melt that creature right off that platform. And this area right here is driving me crazy. So this is something I want to work on today. This area is so boring and so unfinished. Now, one of the days I was a little bit bored and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll just build a tree. And I was just gonna say, hey, let's build a tree. I started building a tree right here. Not realizing the grass is of a yellowish variety, which also translates to the branches. So think of that tree right there, but like sickly yellow, like it's dying. And so I tore it all down. I tore the whole tree down. I was so frustrated that I'd built like a good portion of a tree of that size right there, and it was yellow. It was yellow. It wasn't 100% yellow because obviously there's like some spillover, right? Like right here. But that almost made it worse. If it was all yellow, I could say that tree just had a cold or, wasn't feeling well that day. But this way it was kind of like spotty, and I was like, ugh, can't have that. Hello, Regalus. Let's say Mail98. Thank you for the 59-month resubscription. Very much appreciated. G needs sleep. The heck? Did you guys hear a weird
tipped $5. Hi. Tsunami warning woke me up for the stream. I brought update on my uni project with you. I got permission to go out of the brief and change format.
Wait, is there still tsunami sirens going off? I was hoping that had wrapped up by now, but maybe there's still like aftershocks causing waves. I assume maybe that's the case. It seems like luckily there wasn't any major damage. But let's see. And then GD Sleep, thank you so much for the 4-month resubscription. And in 83, thank you for the. Why can't I properly enunciate numbers today? Like I'm seeing like 2s as 8s and 9s as 2s. It's just I am all over the place. Thank you for the 21-month resubscription, much appreciated. And Nicole Network, thank you for the 25 months, much appreciated.
Aotonic cheered X300. JoJo said she will come back if you message her.
If I message her for a quick tour of the zoo.
Hando Tex tipped $3. JoJo says she doesn't want to push her luck, but she'll rejoin the server if someone messages her to re-invite her.
Okay. All right, hold on. Wait, oh my god, why am I so bad at Discord? Oh wait, I spelled Tor wrong. Oh wait, no, I spelled it right. Okay, we'll see if JoJo answers, and we'll give JoJo a quick tour. We'll give JoJo a quick tour of the zoo if JoJo wants it. I'd love to give JoJo a tour. I love giving people tours. Like when the Empires people came on, I was able to give them tours of Scarland. It was like the happiest day. I was so excited. Show them fun stuff. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying things. What is the zoo name? The zoo name is the Scafari Zoo. I did message her technically. What was I saying? I was telling you guys something, and I got distracted. It was a thing. It was a thing. It was a great thing, an important thing. Tsunami. You know, we talked about the tsunami, the tree. That's right, the tree. So yeah, I did tear down that tree. So what I want to do is start freshening up this area, because this is the front of the park, right? And it's feeling a little lackluster having this area over here. We jump into Cheaty Cam here. You can see this area is all nicely landscaped. So I finished off this whole area. It's got lots of texture, got a lot of variety of rocks and bushes here and there and everywhere.
Eddie Griggs cheered X1000.
This area boring.
Thanks for being my favorite creator and bringing me so much joy.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you for the nice message. That's very, very nice. Thank you. Thank you for the bits too. Am I dodging? Weaving.
Anis Fetisfi cheered X300, hey Scar. I recall you saying that the zoo and Scarland are in the same universe. In South Korea, there is an amusement park called Everland that has a zoo area in the park, so this zoo is that portion of Scarland in my little brain.
Oh, that's cute. I like that. I like that. Yes, well, all the stories that I tell are really very loosely connected in the Scarverse, right? So all my little stories connect in some way, little whispers in the background of life, and so yeah, they're all tied through the Scarverse. Hence the hat rack. Look at that hat rack. So this train travels the multiverse through all sorts of different worlds and stories. I love it. I like how they're all just like very slightly connected. Very slightly connected. I'm gonna go meet JoJo. Okay. Where did JoJo log out, guys? Where did JoJo log out at? Oh, do I have any dolphin? I mean, hamburgers on me? I might have to make some. I might have to make some. I mean, of course. Of course, it's hamburgers. Of course. I mean, dolphins are our friends. We don't eat dolphins. Oh, God. All right, JoJo's on our way. Yeah, JoJo. Okay, is JoJo down here somewhere?
Hi, welcome back.
Sorry, just wanted to hack onto the server, if that's okay.
Oh, you wanted to see if you were immediately de-whitelisted?
No, Scar messaged me. He wants to show me the zoo.
JoJo really wants a hamburger.
Okay.
I do.
A lot of hard work in the metro, you know, a lot of hard work, a lot of testing. One's got to have a, how did you...
What happened? What's wrong with me?
That's really clever use of your skin to make it look like you really have a hat. I've never seen a successful skin hat. You know, like a hat that's not like an actual hat that you set on your head, but a hat that's designed within the skin.
Yeah.
That's very 3D nature, but it's also within the parameters of the head. Sorry, I got distracted there. It was very 3D.
Yeah, it's my little frog bucket hat.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah. Very neat.
Oh, you got. Was there a murder? Did I miss a murder in here?
There was a slaughter.
Just a few.
There was a slaughtering. Oh, that's fine. So how did Metro Mayhem go?
It was
Oh,
amazing.
it's fantastic. Yeah.
Impulse did so well. Seriously.
Thank you. And JoJo, of course, crushed it. Found all the shortcuts. Like JoJo's time is going to be really hard to beat.
Oh wow.
Really set the bar high.
I believe someone can
set the bar
can beat
high with a low time.
Yeah.
You beat the
JoJo was
creator.
so quick. The music was overlapping.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I have some work to do before we officially open on Friday.
Do you have like a list of of like updates and stuff?
Yep, I made a list of things I need to do to get this thing ready for Friday. But I can knock that list out in like an hour or two, I think. So
oh, that's
it depends on if I'm gonna redo the scoring system. I don't know if I will at this point. I think it's working okay. So, but Azuma came up with a cool system. Apparently, I want to check it out.
I just watched
He made that so fast too.
Wait, Azuma just did some redstone on the fly?
Yeah, he was like, he just jumped into creative world and came up with an idea, and then he came back and he's like, I got a thing that'll craft them into gold blocks, and then you don't have to do as much counting.
I just got a flashback from the charity stream when Azuma like just started whipping redstone blocks down and like moving around, and then it all just broke. But it sounds like very successful.
Yeah.
No, it was a good time. It's honestly an addicting game too, so I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I hope people run it, a few times and have a good time with it.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Where do you
to see
get
what
the
the hermits
pizza?
Well, it gives you one at the start,
Okay.
and then when you meet the Ninja Turtles, you can steal a slice from them. And then, depending on what you decide to do in the season 4 plot, you could potentially get one there too.
Ooh.
And I say that because something was discovered today that was like mind-blowing. So
Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited. Well, first of all, I'm gonna win Metro Ham, but the second thing I'm most excited about is the pizza.
nice.
Pizza.
Excellent.
It's pretty delicious. I will admit.
Jojo, I sent you that code. Let me
I
know
saw.
how that
I'm
works out for
excited.
you. Don't
Yeah.
share your stream because I only produced one of those.
Yeah, no worries.
Somebody
no
will
worries.
take it.
Did you launch your merch, Impulse?
I just did, yeah.
Yay! That's
Yeah,
super cool.
Literally showed it off at the end. By the way, everybody, the merch idea was actually Scar's idea. Can I tell people that? Scar, it's too late. I just
It
did.
was?
when Scar found out Metro Mayhem was going to be this big thing, he's like, dude, people are going to love it so much they might want merch. So Scar planted that seed, and we have it now.
Ooh.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it too. I was also there. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys can thank Scar for recommending this idea, and the amazing merch that came out of it is because of that seed he planted. So thanks, Scar.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I just trying to be careful what I say. Well, okay, yeah. I was gonna make a joke, and then I thought, the life series too much, too many out of context things. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've heard a lot of things that are getting cut from this week's episode because it's just a little too.
I sent it.
Much. Did you really?
Well,
Scar is going.
I asked
Scar is
B-dubs.
going,
I asked B-dubs.
out of context episode.
Oh, no.
I feel like I asked
no.
B-dubs. He was like, whatever. Like I didn't know if we were. He's been through a lot. B-dubs has been through a lot, JoJo. Just,
Yeah.
it's been through a lot.
Like a lot like good or a lot bad or both.
Bad.
Oh.
Yeah, he's having a rough life.
Oh man.
Well, that's exciting. I can't wait to see what you ended up leaving in there.
Yeah, I'm also wondering because I've had Izzy edit my episodes this season because I haven't had I needed some extra help, and so I'm also wondering. I wonder what we did leave in the end.
Yeah.
It's so weird not editing.
Yeah.
It feels
I had
like
a
a-
season where I didn't edit. It was weird.
Yeah, it's like, am I doing something wrong? Like every time it gets close, I start panicking that I haven't done the edit, and then I get sweaty. I'm like, oh shoot, oh okay, good, it's fine, everything's okay, everything's fine. Okay, we're all good, everybody.
Nice. Well, all right, you get a private tour of a zoo. Little bonus for you today, Jojo.
I know,
That's
I
exciting.
know. I wasn't expecting it, but I'm happy to be
Nice.
here.
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
should.
see the
That's
zoo. You
fun.
gotta see the zoo.
Yeah.
I'm
All
excited.
right, I'll let you two have fun.
All right.
Bye.
See you around, Impy.
See ya.
All right.
Scar,
all right,
do you wanna
all right,
see
all the
something
tips, all the tips you can give me. I have to win.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, you need to wave to the information villager here. Do you know who this is?
No.
Look at their name.
Oh, JoJo. Oh my God. Why no eyes?
Wait, what?
Why does
He
the
has no
villager not
eyes?
have eyes?
What? He has eyes.
On my screen, the villager has no eyes.
Oh no.
There must
Oh,
be
no,
a
maybe
glitch.
don't look at this guy then.
There must be a glitch right now, but
Maybe like a
that's
refresh
so
pack
disturbing. Oh my God. There must be like a fresh animations glitch or something. That is wild.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have an elytra, right?
Oh, I have nothing.
Nothing.
I
Impulse.
gave away all of my. Well, I had 6 golden carrots and then I gave them all away. I didn't think I'd be coming back.
Okay, hold on.
Grab,
Pick out a fighter jet. Got a
Ooh.
fighter jet. Grab some rockets.
There's one just called Elytra.
That's the boringest one.
Ooh, Dragon Lady.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
And then
what's in here?
food. Wait, never mind. I'm
thank
giving you
you.
food. I'll give you food. I'll give you food.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sweet. All right. And a quick sleep. Now the zoo isn't done yet, so there's not a lot to see. So it'll only take a little bit. It'll only take a few minutes to see all of it.
Okay.
All right. Let's
No
take
worries.
flight, and then we're gonna go this way.
All right, let's go. Wow, this is my first time really seeing it from above. Oh, we're too far to speak to each other.
Let's see. Let's join a group. Let's join a group.
Okay. Group. Not that one. This one. All right, there we go. All right.
I have killed so many happy gas this season, and
Why
there's
would
just
you kill them?
JoJo. There was over 100 in my base.
But they're happy.
I know, but
can't
they can be
kill-
happy dead.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. They're finally happy and you kill them.
Yeah, but now they can go be real gas in the Nether. They love it. They're so happy in the Nether, but now.
Oh man. Okay.
Welcome to the Scarfire
right.
Zoo. Now I have to apologize. I know it's shocking. The Stitch. It's gonna go.
There is a Stitch.
Don't worry. I
Wait,
will
what?
absolutely melt that off of the facade very soon.
No, I don't. Can you please explain to me why you dislike Stitch? Again.
Stitch. I've been through a lot with Stitch. It's affected me
But he's
greatly.
so adorable.
I know. So I love it for people that they love him, but Stitch has wronged me in my life so many times, multiple times, really.
Oh,
So have you ever seen
like
Roger Rabbit?
personally? Yes, actually, I have.
You know the dip from it that they dip the cartoons in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that in my next episode.
Really? Oh my gosh. Well, this still looks really good, even with the Stitch. I'll be honest. I like it.
I'm glad.
I
I'm
love
glad you
this.
could see the potential even through the Stitch. This area is gonna get evolved, so or I'm gonna have a proper like ticket booth here with a panda that'll eat the ticket. So you give it the ticket
Ooh.
and it'll eat it. So basically, it's a retextured piece of bamboo. And when you give it the ticket,
Yeah.
it's gonna like munch on it, and then the turnstile will open and close.
That's so cool. That's so clever. I love that.
And then over here will be eventually a bathroom. Not
a
pictured
bathroom,
yet.
good.
There will be a bathroom there eventually. And then the food
Good.
court is over here. So we got nether dogs on this side over here.
Ooh, okay.
So that's nether dogs. If I can remember how
Ooh,
to
okay.
actually give
Are they
you-
spicy?
I feel like they are because of the fire.
Yeah, it should be. It should be kind of spicy, I think.
And here's the cotton candy, Hawkeye colors,
Oh. Oh my gosh.
and a hot
Oh,
dog.
I look so cute. Oh, wait, I love the. Oh, this is so nice. Hold on. This, bam.
Would you
Now I'm
like
fully immer-
would you like an ice cream?
What? How are you balancing that?
It's an art. It's an art. There's an ice cream cone.
Oh! Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm balancing it. I
Now-
won't drop it.
What's your favorite soda?
I kind of like to be basic and just go for like a Coke.
So you would love mushroom soda, which is Moo Pop.
Oh, moo pop. Oh, jeez. Okay. Does it taste like Coke? Or
And a
is
churro.
it like... Oh, okay, I do like that. Ooh,
Yeah.
yum.
But where's the main thing? Oh wait, no,
That's a
whoops,
pizza.
that's impulses. And to top it all off, a hamburger. Everybody loves a good hamburger, right?
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, you don't want it to swim away from you. There you go. I was worried it
It
was
looks
gonna.
so luscious. No, you know, I very deeply follow this 5-second rule. If it had been any longer than 5 seconds, it would have gone bad. But it's good. It
So-
still looks good.
So you got that. So that's Nether Dogs, and then over here is the Hamburger Hut, and it's kind of tropical themed,
Okay.
and that's where you can get your hamburgers. That's all set up over there while you're in the zoo. You know, long day in the zoo. You gotta get yourself something to eat.
Yeah, I've been to a zoo. I've been to the San Diego Zoo. Have you been there?
I've never been to the San Diego Zoo, but hopefully this year.
Love it.
Hopefully
You would
this year.
Love it. Yes. Oh my gosh.
I am hoping. I am hoping to make it there. That would be something I would be very excited to do.
Are
And-
you like a panda enjoyer? Like, would you want to see the pandas that they have?
Remember I told you about Stitch?
Oh, yeah.
Not that I dislike pandas. I just don't respect them. But I like
I
them.
have
They're
good
cute.
news for you.
Uh-huh.
I actually have really, really good news for you because the last time I went to the zoo, the panda like exhibit had the longest line ever, and apparently it was like a 3-hour wait
Oh my
just
God.
to get into the panda area. Yeah, so then we literally just did everything except the panda, and like it was so chill. Like it was still a busy day,
Yeah.
but most people were just waiting at the line for the pandas. So like
Was it worth it?
it's actually better. Well, no, I never went to the pandas.
Yeah.
In fact, there's like this big bridge that you can look down where the panda exhibit is, so you can still see them from afar, and it's like probably good enough. That's what we did, and it was actually really nice.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. That's actually that's a good tip right there.
Yeah.
And I did want to tell the panda that I didn't respect them, but liked them.
Right.
Okay. So what happened was, as a kid, I liked pandas. I had a big panda bear. And it kind of lived at my door. You know, you kind of hung out there, kind of watched the door, make sure no monsters came in. But as I got older, and I think when I was like a teenager, I saw this video, and it was from China, and they were going out to like get a wild panda, like they're veterinarians or something like that, right? And they took a Vari kennel type thing for like an animal. And they hot glued gunned like bamboo all over it. And then they all dressed up in panda costumes. And the panda believed that they were fellow pandas, and that was just a box of bamboo. And it just walked in. This video was maybe like 35 seconds long. And ever since then, I've just lost respect for pandas. Like,
wow.
They believed that the other fellas, the other people there trying to capture it were fellow pandas because they were wearing panda suit, not realizing that they're like a human is very skinny compared to a panda, also standing on 2 legs, and their eyes don't blink because the eyes are fake on the mask.
No, I'm with you. This is actually not the first time that this week that I have heard someone lose respect for pandas, so that's actually surprising.
They're so cute. They're fun. They're fluffy friends. But man, they got to work their way back up in my books, to be honest.
I understand.
We used to go
Can't
every
give it
other
to them
week
too
to see
easily.
them since no
I get
entry
you.
fee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat this burger.
Oh yeah, and you got lots of snacks there to as you work your way through the park. So this is a Scarfari Zoo. Huge work in progress.
Whoa, this looks so good.
So that's the lagoon. So that's mostly every water creature except for squids, because I have yet to be able to get a squid over here without killing it. And apparently Ascalotls will kill all the fish. So I need to make a separate exhibit for them.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And then over here, so this is like the tropical biome. So on this side, there's like the parrots chilling in the palm trees.
Ooh, okay. Oh, stage.
They're also named after people who had donated to our charity stream.
That's awesome.
And then
Shout out.
I think Stage actually was an honorable mention. Stage is one of the charity people.
Oh, okay.
That was an honorable mention. But this is one of my favorite views. Like if you cross the bridge, and then you pop up here and you look down into the zombie exhibit.
Whoa.
So it's themed like
Wait, this is
like a apocalypse.
Yeah, I saw screenshots of this. It's like on Twitter or something.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
And of course the zombies now have there's different themed zombies, right? So this one was a big supporter of B-dubs.
Okay.
So this one was this one who has B-dubs' stamp. He was trying to get beat-ups over 2 million subscribers. He was trying really hard, and he succeeded at that.
Oh, yeah, he succeeded. Nice.
And then there is a zookeeper who fell in the exhibit. I just don't know.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah. Okay. It's kind of in the. Where is he? I thought I saw him. But anyway, there's
I saw someone holding
Oh, there he
the
is.
ice cream.
He's holding the binoculars over by the guy holding the painting.
Oh, I see him. Yeah.
That dude just fell in and just became a zombie. You know, he loves zombies. He
Poor
worked with
guy.
them. Now he is one.
Yeah, full circle moment for him.
The gas station is kind of loosely themed after Fallout.
Oh, okay.
Kind of vaguely that kind of retro style a little bit. And then the park is very vaguely themed after, I don't know why, one particular scene in Terminator. And then the rest of it's kind of like a mixture of I Am Legend and Walking Dead a little bit.
Okay, yes. I love I Am Legend. That's such like an OG in my memories.
That's an underrated movie. That's a good zombie movie.
It is. I saw Happy Gas over there. Is that part of the exhibit or just another?
No,
loose
that's
friend?
just Marshmallow. He's chilling.
Oh, Marshmallow, of course.
That's
right.
Marshmallow. Marshmallow, I was very excited about Marshmallow and just Happy Gas in general about transporting mobs from areas to the zoo. But man, you got to really commit to the time. Like those things are so slow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do not I love the Happy Gas, but traversing the world with one is just impossible.
Cub is trying. He's every chance he gets, he's like, we need speed potions. We need speed potions for it. Just to give it like a little gas once in a while.
Yeah, you would think that speed would affect it, but I learned recently it doesn't.
No, not at all, sadly. So this is a future exhibit. So inside this cave, which is going to be very unscar safe. Yep. I'm going to put nether mobs inside there.
Ooh, okay.
So it's kind of at the heart of the volcano. So there'll be nether mobs inside there.
Makes sense. I like that.
And then this is a giant statue of Pedro Pascal over here.
Wait, where?
It became a meme because I was hiding this for a long time from the viewers. And so I wouldn't let them see it. So they eventually just in their heads turned it into in their heads that I made a statue of Pedro Pascal.
I mean, listen, I would make a statue of Pedro, so that makes sense. Maybe that should be like underground somewhere.
Exactly.
Someone can find it one
So
day.
the zoo's supposed to be a little whimsical. So I needed something to jazz up the barnyard friends. So the cows, pigs, chickens, and sheep. They're kind of maybe the boringer mobs. So I thought, you know what? They're getting abducted by a UFO. And the UFO is like sucking them up into the tractor beam and also pulling the barn up out of the ground.
That's cool.
I do want to make maybe a way up into the barn for like a petting zoo, which I think could be cool.
Yes, okay. There's a zombie up there from the apocalypse section.
Yeah, he needs to go. I do want to put a farmer up there, like a farmer zombie or a farmer villager.
Yeah.
I think it'd be hilarious. He's just up there like freaking out that he's being, pulled up into a UFO.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I
then
love it.
This way, did I finish this area? Oh, okay. Yeah, we can take this trail. So this trail loops back over to the volcano, and then we have pandas. There they are, the actual little fellas.
Panda exhibit.
I did make a panda exhibit.
Go.
I'm in the
them
process of
freaking
breeding
go.
them, trying to get all the versions of them.
Oh yeah, red panda's gonna take a bit now.
Yeah, because there's actually quite a few different, there's a grumpy panda, there's a play panda, there's a sick panda. There's quite a few different versions of them. This one's grumpy panda. I think this is grumpy. I think that one's grumpy.
He looks grumpy.
This one for sure looks like a sad panda. This one's sad.
Aw.
Yeah, see his little eyes? He
Yeah.
looks so sad.
He did look a little sad. Come here. You can tell he's sad. He keeps walking away from me. Oh yeah, he's crying.
He's a sad guy.
Poor guy. He heard what you said about pandas.
He did. He took it personally. It's fine. and so yeah, that's the panda exhibit. A little place you can look down into their I guess this is like their little habitat, like their little sleepy area.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So that's like their little sleeping area. I do want to rig up some, this might be scary, but I want to rig up some redstone. So it dispenses bamboo onto the ground so that they could pick it up and eat it. So I think that could be like a fun. I think that could be like a fun little thing that people can push here.
Yeah.
Eventually there'll be
Little
narration.
lunchtime.
When you walk through here, there'll be narration giving you all like fake false facts.
Really?
It'll just be all completely fake facts.
No, I love that.
And this is the camel exhibit.
They're so cute. I like when they lay down. They look so silly. Oh, just kidding. He's standing up. Sorry.
Yeah, they're standing up. The one with the saddle, that's Jem's camel. That camel, I'll say, it's been through a lot. It's been stolen.
Oh no.
But he's living a good life. West is it south or west? North? East? South. Definitely knew
South.
the name South. 100%. The South's doing good work over
that's
here.
I'm excited to see the narration stuff because last time I went to the zoo, I went with my girlfriend and her brother is like obsessed with zoos and like goes to the San Diego Zoo all the time. So we'd walk up to an exhibit and he'd be like, yeah, so this is Mindy. Mindy has been at the zoo for 6 years. And I'd be like, what? How do you know all this? But he would just actually know everything about every single animal.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, these facts are going to be all completely wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely, completely wrong. This is an unfinished area, obviously. This is going to become a mesa. So this whole stretch across here will be a mesa. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of mesa mobs, but I want to build a mesa. But I think I have an idea to like put mobs in there to make sense. Except for the armadillo. The armadillo fits in it, but I have some other mobs that I think will fit in there.
Yeah. Nice.
And that is so far the zoo.
It looks amazing.
That is so far the zoo.
You did so well.
It's getting there. It's getting there. It's it got, I don't know, it's gotten delayed a couple times getting stuff done, but I think it's at least has something at least you can tour around and see and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like this was like a pretty decent length tour and it's not even finished yet. Like, I'm excited to see the rest of it.
Well, hopefully the last exhibit I'm going to build is a creeper exhibit. And I, for the longest time, could not figure out what a creeper exhibit would be.
Yeah.
And then Tango and I brainstormed an idea that the creeper was a mistake in the development. It's supposed to be a pig that whatever got changed, right? So I'm like,
oh, true, yeah.
And that's right when Epic Universe was opening in Florida. And I was like, oh, there's a Frankenstein ride there. What if I build like some kind of Frankenstein-like mansion that they're like testing, they're like testing creatures, and the output is creepers coming out. So I think that's how
I love that.
I think that fits the vibe. Like, I think that fits the vibe of what a creeper would be.
No, I love that. And then you could also have one of like a charged creeper as well, just to really freak people out.
Train tour. What's a train? I don't have a zoo train. It'd be cool. Wait. Oh my god, I do technically have a train, but not a zoo train in the zoo. Chat. Okay, okay. For context, I was envisioning chat saying that I needed a train, like a lot of trains, like zoos have trains that go around the park.
Oh, okay.
Like you can ride around. And I'm like, oh, I don't have one of those. But technically, I do have a train up here if we fly over here.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, geez. Oh, wow. That's a train.
So the idea behind the whole thing is the story of it is that my character goes around the Minecraft worlds and collects mobs via the train and then brings them to the zoo.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
So that's there technically is a train, but it's not the train that I thought chat was talking about, like riding a train around the zoo or something.
Right. This is the lore train.
If you were to look at
Adds to
this,
the lore.
you would say, oh, of course this is a train associated probably with a zoo, right? Not like a performing train of any kind that would go around the world or country and do like put up a tent or anything, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, now that I look at the back over there, I see some giraffe heads. So yeah. Well, actually, no. Well, Do you want me to be nice?
You could be
Or do you
however,
want me to be
whatever you,
honest?
whatever comes to mind, whatever comes to mind.
No, I mean, I didn't know if it would be associated with the zoo, but after you mentioned that it was,
But
then
you
it
would
made
never
sense.
associate this with a circus, right?
Hmm.
But you would never say like, oh my gosh, this is full of like clowns and clown associated folks.
No,
right?
I wouldn't say it's full of clowns, but it could be potentially filled with clowns. I wouldn't say that there are any clowns in there now.
Maybe
But there could be.
I bought it as a used clown train, and now obviously it has nothing to do with a clown train, but maybe in the
Oh,
past.
you're renovating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I see that. I 100% see that then, yeah.
Okay. Chat has been calling this a clown train from day one, and I hate clowns with a fiery passion of fury. And
That's fair.
I mean, what is the point of a clown?
I don't know, actually.
scare
I'm
children?
not a big fan either. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel I've never really had like a good explanation of like the point of a clown. Like why
Yeah.
did they go like full like the makeup and the craziness? It just never made
I
sense
think
to me.
I think someone just wanted to be really, really silly, but they didn't want people to know who they were. So then they just went, big red poofy hair, red nose, crazy makeup just to play it off.
That's true. So each car is themed to the zoo. So this one's the herbivore car for feeding, or not herbivore, the carnivore car. So it has like a fish tank of fish. It's cooking some meat in the fire. And then this one's the mail car. So like you can mail stuff to people on the server. So you can just put it in the machine, and Etho did some ethos, and it just literally goes to other mailboxes on the server. And then the greenhouse is for the herbivores, and then that's my storage room where all like my stuff is stored, all the resources, and the one with the giraffe. And then the far car was supposed to be a mob farm, but never happened. But it's the one on the back is supposed to be where all the like hostile mobs come from.
Oh, I see. So this floating bit over here is part of the train, I see.
I ran out of
And
room.
now I understand the clown train a lot more. Like, I think it's the balloons up there. Like, it really just ties it together.
No.
unfortunately.
Balloons not associated with clowns in any which way, JoJo. No. Up, Up, the delightful cartoon with the old man and the stick.
That's true. It could
Kane.
also be up themed. Yeah.
Yeah, more up theme.
Yeah.
Let's take more up theme. Carl and the bird and the mountains and the sad beginning and everything.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I ran out of room basically, so I had to curve the track. And then I
Oh.
needed one more car. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to suspend it from balloons and then tether it to the rest of the train.
I think it works. I think it works very well.
Because that's Mumbo's, like, obviously I pushed close. I pushed probably closer than I should have the Mumbo's base.
Yeah, I do see the fan moving over there.
Oh, isn't that cool? I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
I'm a
neat.
fan. This
Yeah.
looks great though.
Mumbo's
I like the curve.
Mumbo's done such a good job. Like, look at it. Look at the village he created with all the people.
Oh geez.
Mumbo's
This is sick.
Mumbo's such a versatile. I think a lot of people associate Mumbo just purely with like the redstone, the fun, the mustache, but like Mumbo's branched out so much this year by literally becoming like a amazing builder, and then also storyteller, like telling story through all of his builds with all these characters. Like this dude over here is Big Ron. He runs the electronics shop. Sometimes he, in the winter he also doubles as Santa, but. But I don't know, Mumbo's just impressed me so much. Like he's done so many cool things with this base.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I mean, all of you guys, all of you hermits, you're always innovating with something really cool. I'm honored to even be standing on these blocks right now.
We love visitors.
I'll come back anytime. You shoot me a message, I'm there.
I have a game idea. I've never made a very successful. I don't think I've ever made a properly successful game on Hermitcraft ever. but I have an idea
Okay.
for next year. I will 100% invite you to play it.
Okay.
So it's,
That sounds like a deal.
you know, Midway Mania at California Adventure, or I think it's at Florida too. It's themed to
I
it's
don't
themed to
remember
like
right
Toy
now.
Story, and you go through
Oh, yes.
different scenes.
Yes. I've been through that
I
one.
have a cool idea, kind of themed to that.
Okay.
So
That
so
sounds
yes,
fun.
if it actually works and I actually get it built, yeah, I will invite you on to play it because that would be really fun.
Let's go. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. Well, that's all the zoo. Sadly, I wish I had more, but that's all I got.
I'm excited to see what you do once it's officially finished. Then,
Yeah,
'cause it looks pretty good so far.
it's getting there. It'll I have one more. I have another episode coming that hopefully will fill in a bunch more gaps. The sniffer, a few other things, but
Oh right, the sniffer. That's an important one.
sniffer. Oh yeah, quite a few different ones. But well, thank you, JoJo. I hopefully you had fun touring the zoo. I just wanted to show
blast.
somebody it. I love touring the zoo with people. So hopefully it was fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you for showing me. Thank you for letting me back in. Because
Yeah, you gotta have a look around. You gotta have a look around. You can't just.
Yeah, just
gotta-
a little bit.
I lost my. Oh my god! I lost my bow. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Ugh! I was trying to shoot that guy, and I was like, "Oh crap! My bow is literally gone."
I have one present for you before I hop off.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a bed by any chance?
Oh, yeah.
Actually. Yeah, let me just
Hold on, let me sleep so there's no more mobs.
yeah, that's good. That's good. There we go. All right. I give you permission to take my head.
What? I get ahead? Yay!
Yeah.
I was just admiring. Okay, I thought you respawned, but that wasn't you. That was the ice cream cone. I mean, that
Hey,
one
the
green
zombie took
matches
my
your
Coke.
hat for sure.
That's true. Wait, I think it's taller than me.
I
Is it
think
taller
it
than me?
is. Wow, that was wild when that.
It's taller than me.
It is taller.
This is JoJo accurate height right there, because I'm so short.
Oh wow.
All right. Well, thanks again, Scar.
Well, thank you
was
for
a fun
coming on.
time.
We love visitors, so thanks for coming on. Hopefully Metro Mayhem was fun. That looked like a blast. I can't wait for him to open the game. It looks so cool.
It's gonna be so much fun. I'm telling you now, you're gonna get addicted. You're not gonna see the sun for a few days when you start playing that.
All right, JoJo. Have a good rest of the day.
Alrighty.
Goodbye.
You as well. Bye, Scar.
Goodbye. JoJo's amazing. That's good. I haven't got to talk to JoJo for a while, so that was really fun. That was fun. JoJo is amazing. Amazing person and equally an amazing talent. All right. Let's see here. My inventory is full of snacks and treats. I gotta say, like I said before, this hat, it's really 3D. Do you think the eyes are 3D, but they're really flat with the plane? Really cool. Where the bow is in the... Oh, weird. I threw that in there? Crazy times. All right, I'm just gonna throw this in here because I need to start working on the landscaping. Okay. So now that we got to have our fun tour of our zoo, we need to start terraforming this area. This area is an absolute disaster. Now, once we start doing our terraforming, if you guys have any Q&A questions, any life series questions, or anything along those lines, just hashtag Q&A Scar. And let's get landscaping here because we have much to do to make this area look better. I am tired of this area looking ugly. I've had just about enough of it. And I don't have any of the blocks that I actually need. So let's go grab some more of that. Let's go grab some more. Let's see. How's it, Joe? 22025. Thank you for the 5 gifted subscriptions. Much appreciated, my friend. Eniac Attack 8889. Thank you for the 4 months. Much appreciated. And Miss Squirrel, thank you for the 4 months. And Confirmed 1, thank you for the 4 months also. Much appreciated. Crimson Falcon 92, thank you for the Prime. Much appreciated. Array 1000, thank you for the 16-month subscription. Much appreciated. And an Interroglows gifting the one, the only Gemini Tay subscription. This is very generous of you. Very much appreciated. And Tiny Watermelons, thank you for the 7 months. Much appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. Okay. I was going to get Coarse Dirt, and that's over here. A Q&A Scar, do you watch Hermitcraft or Life Series animatics in your spare time? Well, speaking of that, you have all asked me to react to those on stream for a very long time, and I thought, why don't I actually do that? And in the next stream or two, we will do such a thing. I think that would be really fun. And I caught up the last 2 days on the Life Series. So I finally was able to catch up on some people's videos because up until now, I haven't had a chance to like watch anything from this season yet. So I watched a bunch of episodes, got a lot of interesting context to different groups and their alliances that I didn't otherwise know. I just found out that the Rejects consider themselves the good guys, and they've lumped Cabin Corps and the Lilies as the bad guys. And they're going around. Skiz, the #1 propagandist over at the Reject House, going around telling everybody he can that they're the good guys and we're the bad guys. You know, what I always found is when somebody goes around telling everybody that they're the good guy, they're usually compensating. That maybe they're a little bit of the bad guy and they're just trying to make up for it. So maybe they're the bad guys and they're trying to make up for their bad guyness, calling everybody else the bad guy. So that was interesting. That was interesting, I observed. Hoffman, thank you so much for the 37-month resubscription. Much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Hoffman, I really need to, like, this is going to sound weird, guys, but I can't wait to die in the Life Series so you guys could see the yellow skin and the red skin. Because Hoffman did a good job. Hoffman did a very good job. Hoffman always does a good job, but they're really good. They're really good. They're really good. We actually got ahead of it this time. I'm like, let's make them all. And like, I was like, these are like pens flying, you know, getting wild and crazy and stuff. Where is, I've searched the same box 5 times and I'm not finding all the materials I need, but I think that's gonna be good for now. Q&A Scar, can you buy after... Oh, I see what you mean. Can you buy the merchandise after August 2nd? Right now, the shop will close in just a few days, so I think it's August 2nd. I have extended the release a little bit longer because sometimes I'll get a message and say, hey, Scar, I don't get paid till this time. Could you hold anyway, it'll last longer, and I add a little extra time. But as of right now, it looks like we're ending the merchandise release on August, I think it's 2nd. 2nd or 1st or something like that, I think. So yeah, the Scarverse merchandise will end right around then. But yeah, it's like when we did the jelly merchandise, I constantly had messages like, oh, please don't end it, and I kept extending it. And honestly, like, if people want me to extend it longer, that's totally fine. I can do anything you guys want. Let's see. Is Joel filling in for Mumbo? I mean, these are all things you'll have to find out on Friday. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Who knows? You never know. Magic could happen. Could be somebody else. Could be anybody. Could just be Joel. You'd never know. You'd never know. You'll just have to tune in and find out. Did I kill B-dubs again? You'll just have to tune in to find out. All of these wonderful things you'll find out on Friday. Where do you buy the Life Series merchandise? It's Grian's Fourth Wall shop. So just search like, actually, let me rephrase that. The best way to ever find the link for any one merchandising is to go to their direct social media or their video.
My Scarverse merch was gone to terrible mail system, but apparently my flatmate was holding package hostage for over 2 months.
What? What? That's terrible. That's terrible. What in the world? Well, hopefully you got it now. I'm sorry they did that to you. Hey, I'm just joking about B-dubs, guys. I'm just joking. I would never kill B-dubs. I would never kill B-dubs. Everything that happened in the prior seasons were all pure accidents. They were accidents that I felt like legitimately terrible about. So no killing B-dubs. No killing B-dubs. B-dubs is a sunflower, and we protect him to our hardest extent. They were unintentional. He whacked the dog. And then, what was the other death? Oh yeah, well the other one, you know, I jumped the gun on that other one. Like, I jumped the gun on that. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Everybody was like, do this, do that, and eventually I just said, I'm just gonna send it, and I put the TNT in there. And the man's not wearing any armor. That's a big problem. That's a big problem. It's a big problem. We got to get that man properly armed up. Who do you think will win Past Life? I don't know who will win Past Life, but I can tell you who I want to win. And I really want Etho to win. I just think Etho, this is just such a perfect season for him to win. Because he's Mr. Minecraft nostalgia. And I swear that man is like ear to ear grinning when telling somebody about like some old Minecraft mechanic. And I just think it's just so perfect for him because it's old Minecrafty. He loves it so much and it just fits him so well. And the other thing is he never in a million years tries to win. He's just there for the lulz and the fun times. And that makes it like even better. Like he's just, because I told him this, I literally told him, I was like, I want you to win. And he was like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I get really stressed out in the and I'm just having fun. And I'm like, perfect. That's like the perfect person to win. Is somebody who like spends 10 minutes whining about how they don't want to win and how it's stressful and how he's gonna get all sweaty. So yeah, I'm all Etho. I'm down for Etho to win. I want Etho to win. I want to see an Etho victory. I want to see an Etho victory. And as somebody who, I think it was Limited Life or Wildlife or Secret Life, whatever one it was, I think I killed him for every life, so I feel bad. So me helping him this season now is my goal. I didn't know that I killed him for every one of his lives. So it was Secret Life? Okay. Secret Life. So I'm going to make it up to him. I'm going to help him out where I can. I'm not much of a help, but I can be a help. Well, I don't know if B-dubs would agree with that, but I'm going to help him out. Let's see. Do lifers profit from Grian's life merch? For every pin, for all the pins, the profits go to that creator. Like whoever that pin is, it goes to them. Also, the life series are very expensive to produce. There's a lot of people doing some incredible work in the background to make all the code work, to bring these old versions to Minecraft, to have an actual proximity chat in beta Minecraft. So the merchandise helps pay for those people, the artists, and all the stuff in the background that makes the life series function and properly work. It is a absolute Minecraft miracle what those developers did, what Green and them all did to make this versions of Minecraft function as a multiplayer server and to have the proximity chat. You know, proximity chat was like, it's just incredible. Like, it's just incredible what they were able to achieve. So the merch also goes to, you know, paying them and all the production costs and all that stuff. So it works out really well. Yeah, I can't believe they managed it too. The developers behind it all is just absolute geniuses. Like, you know, when you any field you're in, you talk to somebody and you see them work, and they're like an absolute, like, I don't know what the right word is, just genius at something. These people working on this are, it's crazy. Like, it's magic to me. It's literally magic to me. Like, I can't, because it's so beyond anything I understand, it just becomes magic. It's just magic. So the developers, just magic people, pretty much, just magic guys. So it's really cool. It's such a fun series. It's such a good series. I mean, Graham puts his heart and soul into it, and it shows. You can tell. You can tell when a series has like a lot of passion, you know, a lot of like, you know, a lot goes in it. It's not just something, oh, let's just play some Minecraft today. No, like the life series is full of like, you know, love and passion and stuff like that. And I think that's what it resonates with the audience so much, because I think people can see that consciously and subconsciously. You'd be like, oh yeah, this is different. Like, this is a different thing. This is special. I'm reading that out loud. Let's see. Turbo, you can take a peek at the old schedule for MCC. That went live today, so you can take a little look-see at that and see who's mentioned in that announcement. So if you are planning on going to TwitchCon, or you're thinking about it and you haven't seen anything really Hermit related or anything like that, don't think there isn't anything. Just because it's not on the schedule yet doesn't mean it's not there yet. So have fun with that. Did you watch Evo? I didn't know about Evo until we started this live series. I didn't know what it was. I've learned a lot in the last month. Let's see. Do you have a favorite skin that you've used? Man, I really love my Swaggin skin from Hermitcraft, and then for a life series, it's a little bit of a mixture of, man, that's a hard one. There's like funny iconic skins, like when I just like pulled out my pecs, my six pack. That was just a funny one, but from like a pure, like really cool iconic like art skin, I would probably say Secret Life. I just love how the colors work. I love the little poncho. I really love that one. The Bamboozlers is just such a fun skin. It's just such a like a silly fun skin, which I love that one too. That one's such a fun one. Will there be another life series after Past Life? Oh, I'm sure. It's just, here's the thing. Another thing about the life series that's wonderful is that if Green has an idea, there's a life series. It's not like, oh boy, boys, we got to come up with another idea. We're not Marvel over here. If Green has an idea, there's a life series. If not, then he just continues to cook in the background. It's not a manufacturer. We're not manufacturing content like Star Wars or Marvel. We're like, gotta pump out the next one, boys. No, if Green has a cool idea, then he'll execute it. If he doesn't, he's not gonna force it. That's kind of the beauty of it. That's kind of the beauty of it. It's once again why I say that the life series is a very special series. Skyblocky, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subscriptions. Much appreciated, my friend. Very much appreciated. Very generous of you. Q&A Scar, which life series scar should I draw? Okay, well, Secret Life Scar gets a lot of attention. Poor little fella out there. Just working them sunflowers. Doing his trading. I'm gonna say, how about Past Life for fun? That was a skin that I made myself. It wasn't very good, and Pearl kind of coined it as Grape Boy because I did look a little bit like a grape. When I went around, you know, selling crystals and souls and stuff like that. How about that one? That was a fun one. Panda Regular's also a great one. Is it Last Life? Wait. Oh, Last Life. I'm sorry. Last Life. That's the One Life series. If I were to react to any like out of context or animatics from a series, that's the one that would get like the most genuine like, bro, where's your freaking eyes? Oh, that's so disturbing. Oh my god. Oh my god. That scared me. That's the one that I remember the least from. And it would be like the most genuine like, what? Like I genuinely don't remember a lot of that series. I've had to go back and watch some episodes just to kind of remember some things. That's the one I don't remember as much. You know, for the longest time, like I didn't know who won that series or how it ended. I didn't know how it ended. I didn't know how I exited the series. I remember the beginning. I remember the beginning quite well. Last Life started out where we had the ability to give people lives. So we all started out with a variable life count, and Green and I had a little shenanigans with a horse. Me and Mumbo were going to build a base. Green stole Mumbo from me. Then eventually Joel and I were going to team up, and then Joel became the boogie and this and that, and we never got to like do kind of the thing that we wanted to do together, which was such a bummer. So in a future life series, I'd love to do something with Joel because we never got to do it. There's just so much went on, like craziness, right? That we didn't get to do what we wanted on Magic Mountain. So I remember that. Once you get a little bit further in, that's where my memory kind of drops, because I missed a session when I was in the hospital, and then I think we delayed even 1 week when I was still in the hospital. And then after that, it was like so much chaos going on in my life that what was happening on the server was just, it was kind of like you're there and you're not in your head. So the last like 3 episodes is kind of a blur in my head. So it's just kind of a blur, sadly. But I know people loved the ending. Like there's lots of good stuff. I just don't really remember it too much. I was getting injected with all sorts of wild stuff. Lines were being strung into my heart. It was a whole thing. It was a wild time. Wild times. Wild times with Scar. Let's see. There was a question. Who's your favorite Life Series team, and do you have any teams you want to see in the future?
I'm stuck in the secret life and that sunflower field. My followers demand comic from me with you and shadow people for a month already.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Pando checks tipped $3. If you're comfortable sharing, how have things been going health-wise? Also, have you been able to get your new oxygen concentrator for TwitchCon?
It's been a week and a half, and I'm trying to get my watch to show me my calendar. I think it's been a week so it's today the 30th. Yeah, it's been about a week and a half, and I still haven't heard back from my doctor's office. And that's frustrating about that concentrator. But anyway, I'll mention the health thing in a moment. Team-wise for the Life Series, who would I want to team with? Well, I mentioned Joel. We never got to do what we wanted to do in last live. So Joel would be fun to team with. Jem would be fun to team with. I'd never team with either of them. Cleo's fun to team with. B-Dubs and Cleo are always just such a fun duo, but I have teamed with them before. Let's see. We teamed with Jimmy and last one. That was really fun. And Lizzie. So yeah, I think Mumbo would be Mumbo would be fun. Mumbo would be fun. Yeah, Mumbo would be fun. Yeah. Let's see. Trying to think of who else would you want to see me team with?
My family rewatches all the Life series once a year. We call it our comfort show of death. I pre-ordered all the pins to share with my kids. Scar, do you have a favorite pin design?
Oh, yes, actually it's Big B. Big B's pin is so cool. He just looks like a god looking down upon. Like he looks so cool. Like his pin is really cool. I really like it. Impulse's pin is also really cool. Impulse is cool. I want to see what the other ones. I don't know. Big B's is just so striking. Like especially like the colors. Like it just goes whether really cool. He's aura farming. That's funny. Cleo's pins are always really cool. I think it's like the combination of like Cleo's skins has like a lot of color, like from the hair to all that. Like, so those ones are always very like striking. Even Cleo's like TCG cards have always been like really cool art. Like I think Cleo's skin really lends itself well to like art and stuff, doing lots of like colors and stuff like that. Let's see. Do you think you can over detail on a build? Yes, you can. You can absolutely over detail a build. That is very true. It's something I learned personally from season 7. I felt like some of my little village houses were a little over detailed, and I've tried to a little bit like learn from that a bit. Because sometimes you can really get into the weeds with a build, right? You can get too close. So when you're especially painting, for instance, right? You're in there and you're making all these little details, but when you step back, all those little details just look like a mess. They look like smudges and looks just too much, right? So that's why like when you're painting, you want to get in there and get those details, and you want to push back. You want to look close. Then you want to spend like 10 minutes away from it, just completely doing something else. And then when you come back, you're like, oh, I did not see that originally. I'm glad I stepped back from it for a while and came back, because you can really, like I said, get into the weeds of it. So yes, builds can definitely become over detailed and messy, and it's a pretty big balance to try to strike, especially with Minecraft today. Because in the past, you could get away with a lot when you're always on the ground. When you're always on the ground, you don't always have to think about every angle of your build, and especially how well it's going to look here, how well it's going to look from afar, how well it's going to look from above and to the sides. And in the past, like we didn't have to really think about all of those little details. And you go back to a Minecraft world pre-Elytra, you can see the differences and how much we have to now design builds to be, Elytra friendly looking. Because in the past, you could get away with a lot. If you go to a Hermitcraft shopping district in season 4, you'll see the backs or the tops of builds and they look a little funky dunky. Nowadays, you gotta have to design in 360. So you have every part of it designed. That's kind of a challenge of today. It's kind of like the feature creep of Minecraft, where builds take a lot more work than they used to make sure that they're good from a close, they're good from afar, they're good from above, they're good from every angle. What life series has been the funniest or the most memorable? I can tell you a scene that's the most memorable is when Korean found out that we were conjoined with Double Life, and I'm chasing, because I found that the fairy, right? I found the ally, and that was the first time I think I'd ever seen one in Minecraft or something. So I was like genuinely excited. I was like, what? This is so cool. So I was chasing it, and I was just completely oblivious. And I think Korean like punched me, and I just keep trying to chase the ferry, and then Green found out that we were like that. This is what's cool about it is like I had no idea. I was so focused on the ally, and he's just like shouting no. That to me is one of the funniest clips for me in the live series because it just sums up what my oblivious nature. I enjoy that one. That's one of my favorites. What's your favorite cosplay to see? I've seen some really cool ones. I've seen a lot of, especially at PAX in 2023. Yeah, 2023. There was a lot of construction worker Scar from Scarland, which is really cool with the hard hat. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Rusty who did a cosplay of the Secret Life skin last year at TwitchCon. Was really cool. That was a really cool one because it's one of my favorite skins. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. So that's also one I really like. And I've seen a lot of really fantastic swaggin' ones because that's also one of my favorite. It's also one of my favorite skins. Let's see. Which build would you like to rebuild in Hermitcraft? Oh my god. Which build would I want to rebuild in Hermitcraft? You know, it's like I try not to look poorly on old builds. I try not to. And I tried that because at the time, you only have the skill set that you have, and you also only have the palette that you have. So I try not to like beat up on old Scar, like, oh, didn't even gradient it. So I try not to beat myself up. I used to. The reason I bring that up is I used to. I was like, God, she's terrible at this game. Who do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. So I try to be a little nicer on myself. I try to be a little nicer to myself. But if I were to go back, because I used to be really hard on myself, especially pre-Hermitcraft with builds. If I were to go back, I would say, so let's go season 4, season 5. I would say season 5 actually. Why I say season 5 is I feel like the city had so much more to offer than I was able to get done. And the buildings had the farms that I wanted, but I wanted more farms in those buildings. And I wanted there to be more life in the city. And unfortunately, I think the builds for the time, I think they look cool. I think it's a cool shape. And it kind of tells the story of a futuristic city, but it lacks life. That's the biggest problem with my season 5 base, is it lacks life. And any good Minecraft build needs that extra level of detail that is the living, breathing aspects of it. So when I tried to build, and one of the big things I learned from it and from an artist, Feng Zhu, was it Feng? Yeah, from FC School. Was you've got to design things that you as a human can easily understand that these are other human-y things, right? So if you look at the shop, there's a milkshake maker, there's pots, and there's ketchup and mustard, and there's garbage cans, and there's sinks, and a place to cut your meat. There's shelving above. There's a door to get out to the back where you throw away your garbage and your recycles. All of these little things are what makes the build feel more human and more relatable than just a giant, shiny skyscraper. So like in this build, right? This area was taped off because of the zombie apocalypse. And, there's little garbage growing up everywhere. You go over here and you see that this gas can is starting to leak, right? So it's creating this like leak that's flowing out. And that's because human element leaking.
X500. Hi Scar, I have been a big fan of Hermitcraft since I was about 14 years old. Now I'm almost 20 and I'm starting university in September. You and the other hermits have been a huge part of my life and have given me a safe place to be on the internet during COVID and my teenage years. I wanted to thank you for the countless hours of entertainment, and I hope I can watch Hermitcraft with my kids someday too. Have a
Oh,
nice day, less than 3.
Gas Crafting, thank you for that absolutely lovely message. I appreciate that very much. I'm sure every other hermit appreciates that too. That what a wonderful message. I wish you all the best with your university adventures, and yeah, thank you for that. That means a lot. That means a lot. So, yeah, thank you for sharing. Much appreciated. Thank you for the bits. Yeah, that's such a nice message. But as I was saying, was you just want to add those little elements are what makes things special. So for instance, another example for you is we're on the greenhouse thing, and there's like some gardening boots, kind of tipped up to the side. We have a shovel sitting off to the corner, got a hoe, and all these little details are sometimes subconsciously like processed and understood, and without them, builds can feel a little empty, a little shallow. And that's where I come back to my season 5 bases. I think the structures of the time, they looked fun. It was one of the first times I ever built with concrete, and it was very exciting to have that opportunity to build with concrete, and that was really fun. But it was missing those little details. It was missing the interiors. It was missing in some ways the why. And that's the build that I would probably go back and redesign a bit. So yeah. Let's see. If you could add one thing to the next Minecraft update. Oh, I've got to say. I'm a little bit of a Minecraft whisperer. A lot of the things that I have mentioned have some way or another ended up in the old gameroo. Few things, right? Back in season 8, I really wanted a horse that could that you could have 2 people on. Now, not to say that they listened to me, but I willed it to existence. We did get a camel. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, but we got it. I wanted flowers that interacted in the world similar to candles. So you could take a flower and then place it down, and you get more on the block to fill out the block. We got that. I wanted a compactable bamboo block. That was a big thing I wanted for a long time. And we got a cool bamboo block wood set. So that was really cool. And I've been preaching now for like months about how much I want more like furniture, decorational shelving, things like that. Boom, we got ourselves a shelf. Got ourselves this old shelf. Not saying they're listening to me by any means, but I whisper it into existence. I whisper. But for real, they're not listening to me, but these are some of the things that I've wanted for a long time. So I'm pretty happy that we're getting some cool stuff in the game. I still would prefer that horse with the dual saddle. I think that would still be better. I think it's more like everybody's got a horse. My horse update was cool, right? So you could throw somebody on the back of your horse. Now, to do that, you do take away the ability for the horse to gallop. That's right. We need a galloping horse. We need a horse to be able to have like a temporary gallop. But if you have 2 people on your horse horse can't do the big gallop. So there's kind of like a little bit of a balancing there. But adding the horse's ability to do like a fast like gallop for a certain amount of time would be really cool. Make the horse more versatile. And then add the ability to like, hey buddy, hop on the back. Let's go on an adventure. We have that with the camel now. It's just like, all right, which animal do we have? Okay, we got the camel, but do we have horse? I would have preferred to be on the horse, but it's okay. It's cool. Camels are fun. Camels can dash. Never used it too much. But yeah, that was my horse idea back in like season 8, because at the time we didn't use elytras at the beginning of season 8 for quite a while. So I was like, how do we make the horses better? A gallop, an ability to be like, hey buddy, hop on. Let's roll for a little bit, So that was an idea that I really wanted. As for the like decorational things, I still want shelving and decorational pedestals that hold the block and or item to as close to its actual scale as possible. Now that's pretty big, you know, like if you throw these things, like if we could have something like that big be displayed rather than like shrunk down to the size of what it is in like the shelf or whatever, and a bit more like 3D in nature, if that makes sense. Like it's like sitting in the thing. I'd love that. I'd really love that. That's for a decoration. The next thing I want that I'm trying to will into existence is a compactable sugarcane block. So, you know, we have a lot of sugarcane, and especially if you have a farm, it's getting crazy. If we could compact a bunch of that down into like a bale, that would be fantastic. That's what I'm currently willing into existence. That's what I want. I am willing it into existence. We need a compactable, and I'm sure it'd be a great building block too. A block to kind of bale up a bunch of sugarcane. So we're all hoping to kind of. More food options in Minecraft? Yes, Jem was talking about that on a stream a while back of like how fun it would be to have like a farming update, and Jem had a lot of great ideas for that. I think that'd be a really fun update. If they add a little more to the food system, I think would be really cool. I think there's some fun stuff you could do with that. Welcome to the game, virtual or vertical house slabs. I have not used yet the new shelving. Do they act like a vertical slab? Is that a thing? Like, do they actually interact in the world like a vertical slab? Because people originally said when they added, when they changed the way walls work. So when they changed, this was probably around season 5 actually, when they changed the way that walls interacted. So for instance, if you have a block and you put a wall in it, it spans that gap flat. And people are like, "Oh, it's a vertical slab. They finally added it." And it was like, not really. And then with this, I don't know. I haven't interacted with them enough. I haven't interacted with them at all yet. So, and honestly, I don't think they'll ever add an actual vertical slab. Do I want more hat slabs and stairs? Yes, I do. I mean, man, I've been playing Minecraft a long time. And when they added the colored versions of hardened clay, I was like championing, like, please give us half slabs and stairs. And then in season 4 of Hermitcraft, when we got concrete halfway through the season, it was like all out, like, please give us half slabs and stairs of the concrete. And we've never gotten them. And I've heard a million reasons why not. I've heard it'll clutter the game, having that much. There was a time when Minecraft couldn't add that many blocks to the game. That was a thing way back in the day. They've obviously changed the code a million times since then, so they could do it. But there was an argument about cluttering the game, having all of these colors being half slabs and stairs. Would that somehow take away from the simplicity of like the game? Would it overcomplicate things? Would it just look wild? Is it taking outside of the spirit? But I've heard so many arguments about it. At this point, like, if they add them, great. If they don't, I've moved on. I've moved on. But yeah, it would be nice. It would be cool to have, like, bare minimum, I think somebody said, like a wall. A wall would be kind of cool to have a bunch of different colors in. But Gran did an interview with Jasper in a video a while back, and I think he made a couple really interesting points I think that are important to keep in mind. Is when like
tipped $3 higher Scar and chat. I'm making a new MC skin for myself while watching this. What's some detailing I could add? X, a heart, eye, flower, etc.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, chat, help them out. Help them out with some ideas. But the thing that Jasper had said was, you know, if the creative team comes up with a Minecraft update, for instance, it's the Nether update. The art team might have specific blocks, textures, things that they like to see in the game. Say if they looked at the color spectrum of the game and they're like, huh, we could use this color block to help fill a gap on the color wheel that maybe we don't really have for building, right? But if the creative team has decided this is a Nether update and they really want to add this specific color, but there's no way to really add that specific color to the Nether, that just gets pushed off to the next update or the next or the next. So sometimes we might be like, oh my God, why don't they add what we want? It's like, it doesn't always quite fit into exactly what they want. The art team might understand your call, but then this team over here wants to do this. So it kind of makes sense. It makes sense to me. I think that was an important thing that Jasper said that makes a lot of sense, and kind of like be nice to the art guys because they know. I've been yelling about blue blocks for 4 years now. I think they very much want to add blocks like that, but does it fit their current like workflow? Are they currently working on a mob and in this new biome, but where in the world are you going to put a blue block in that? So you just kind of have to wait for the right update for it to be added to it. What was there was something on one of us, we were on stream the other day talking about dyes. What did somebody wanted the dye mechanic of leather for something else in the game? Was it happy gas harnesses maybe? I agree with that. I agree with that. The happy gas harnesses would be fantastic if we could dye them. Why, you may ask? Oh, but why? You get a lot of colors. There's a lot of options. Yes, and this is purely a Hermitcraft thing. A lot of hermits on the server have a lot of colors associated with them, and it would give everybody an option to really have like a really unique harness for their happy gas for them as a player. And I would also, you know, for any like other servers, you know, friends, you know, you're hanging out, everybody wants to have like a really like unique happy gas saddle for them. And you know, there might be 3 people who are like, I love the orange, but maybe you can make 3 different variants of orange, so everybody has their own unique saddle. So I would really love to see the Minecraft or Minecraft change the way the harnesses are, so that you could be a little bit more creative with the coloring for each one. I'd like to see that. I'd like to be able to like dye it up a little bit and add a little extra to it. I think that'd be cool. Would they do that? I would say probably not. Because they've never seemed to have wanted to take that mechanic that we are able to dye leather and bring it to anything else. And they may have a reason for that. Once again, it could be a clutter thing. They are kind of like cognizant of not like overly complicating things for the sake of it. So that could be a reason, but I think there's a benefit to being able to dye. You can dye trims like that, can you? I've very rarely used trims. I think I've used trims like twice ever. Well, what I mean, you can dye wool, but I'm talking about leather, being able to dye things like leather with multiple dyes to create unique color. Not just the standard orange, blue, light blue. So I'd like to see that. I think it'd be very unique for the Happy Ghast. And like I said, especially for like games and servers and stuff like that. Everybody can have like a different variation. But if they can do it for leather armor, I think they could probably get away with it by adding it to the Happy Ghast saddle. I think they could get away with that. If it's in the leather armor, they got the ability. Q&A Scar, what is one Hermitcraft moment you used to laugh about randomly to this day? I see the GIF a lot. It's when I transported the charged creeper to Grian's magical biochery. and it blew up the entire facade of the magical badgery. And I had that stupid hat that was so tall, and I looked down and it just looks like my whole body is just like waving in the wind like the inflatable wacky man. And then I didn't know what to do other than just like dig myself into a hole. I see that gif a lot and it always cracks me up of me just like looking down and then digging the hole. That has to be the one thing that always cracks me up. Like, it was just so silly. Because we had transported that thing a good distance. I'm pretty sure we may have blew up one of the passing gas stations too. So it was a lot of work to get it there. And then I'm like, no worries, I got it. And I just jump up there like, hey, here we go. And boom, gone. Gone it is. Ooh, great question, Dakota. Q&A Scar, do you ever get overwhelmed with the amount of block choices you have? And if so, how do you deal with this? That is a wonderful question. And I think there is absolutely like a yin yang to this. So playing Past Life with the old version of Minecraft, this is so interesting. So if you look back at like, okay, we couldn't put logs horizontal. There was only oak wood. And then today, where we've got like 7 different wood choices or something like that. So there's like this balance of like, we got a ton of options and then we have no options over here. And I think there was like in the middle here, somewhere around season 6, where it was kind of like all the blocks were kind of straightforward. It was kind of like, okay, we got a little bit of color variation. We got a couple different texture options, but you got a manageable palette. Today, we're grateful for what we have, but it's a lot and you do have to manage it. And that's really important because, man, there's times when I'm building something and I completely forget about an entire block palette nowadays. And I'm like, oh shoot, this would look way better in Crimson. This would have looked 1,000 times better. Or this happened recently. What's it called? The pale wood. I was doing something with what I traditionally would have used with quartz or something, and it was coming out okay. It just felt not quite right. And I was like, oh my God, wait, this would be completely different with pale wood. And it was like so much better. So do I have any great solutions for this? No. But I never was much for block palettes in the past. And I started to use them a little bit more. So should we go mobile? We should go mobile. We're going mobile, guys. Everybody pack it up. We're gonna go to my test world for a minute. It's a rare day, but we're heading over. This is a rare treat for you guys. We're going over to my test world. For reference, my test world was generated in 2012. This is my second oldest world that I have. And it lays claim in my head to be the first Minecraft toilet ever made. Let me see here. Okay, we're back. We're ready. We're rolling. Where's the game screen? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Where is the thing that I'm looking for? Here it is. So when I was trying to colorize that build, I really struggled. I don't use block palettes very often, but I've had to start doing it to try to remind myself what are the options in Minecraft. Because like I said, say in season 6 and maybe a little bit in season 7, I pretty much knew the 3 or 4 wood types. I got those sorted in my head. I've got this, that, and the other thing. But I've actually finally had to start using block palettes. I always kind of was against it, and not for any real particular reason other than I was just too bored, or not too bored, just too lazy to do it. I was like, I got it in my head. It's fine. So I've actually had to start doing this more and more to try to keep track of Minecraft builds. And I'm trying to see if there's any other like examples in here. I really thought there was a good example of like, oh, here it is. Yep. I knew it was here somewhere. When I was trying to design the train, I spent so much time trying to design the train. Like you could see how I started with like It's so silly. Look at that. That was the first attempt at making the zoo train. Now, I'm going to admit that does look a little clownish. That could be a clown train. So I was kind of working on all these different variants of like how the shapes would go, things along those lines. Oh, look at these ones. Look at me trying to figure. This is cool. This is why I love sketches. I love sketches so much because I feel like sketches are like so close to what the person is trying to like. It's so close to. I'm going to explain this. There's like the idea in the brain and there's the hand with the pen. And a sketch is the closest to that idea in the brain to the hand. And I love it because you can see like, I'm trying to make a fishing pole up there. Anyway, focus, Scar. When I was trying to make this, because there are so many blocks in the game to make mechanical things, I really had to like literally just put them all in front of me so I didn't keep forgetting that this exists in the game. Because when you're looking at something like this and you're seeing all of like the chains and the piping that's made out of the copper pipes, or we zoom in here and we have the pistons interacting with the blast furnace to try to create the boiler for the train. Or down below, we're trying to build out the wheels, so we have the pistons as the wheel, or we have the spinny McDoozer, the chainsaw, table saw, whatever that's called. So you can see how I'm trying to remember all of these things. So now I've had to make these kind of like they're almost more than a block palette. They're more of just like, hey, Scar, don't forget about that one block in the game. So it is kind of funny that to remember all the things that we do have in the game, which we're all grateful for, to have all these options. It just is hard to manage and remember that we do have a lot of like great things, and when we're building out stuff, it's kind of have to like literally just put it on the ground just to remember that's there. Man, this is a nostalgia trip over here. I built these so long ago, trying to like figure out how to make a redwood. This is how I figured out how to make a redwood. I started with this big fella here, but I was never quite satisfied with it. It just kind of like bowed out too much at the bottom, and then just like worked on like shapes and stuff like that. You got to have a test world if you want to learn how to build. I've always said this before. You've got to have a test world. You've got to get in here. You've got to start testing, messing with blocks. Some of the things are not going to come out well, and you got to be totally cool with that in your head that, hey, whatever I'm going to make might be a complete disaster. It might be an absolute disaster, but that's okay. This is your personal world of discovery and creativity, and it's okay to even save the mistakes because it shows the progression in the journey. When you need that little extra hit of inspiration or that little extra hint of encouragement, you go back and be like, oh, that's right. I did struggle making Larry at first, and I tried a bunch of variations. So if I'm not hitting it right off the bat, it's okay. It's a process. Don't beat yourself up. You'll get there eventually. Let's go over to the toilets. Where's the toilets? Ah, IKEA. We have arrived at IKEA. So I built this world, or developed this world to design furniture originally because I needed furniture, but I was really struggling to make it. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a world, and I'm going to make as many beds as I possibly can think of in my head. And one of those beds is probably going to be okay. And these beds were designed in early 2012. So 2012. So don't beat me up too much that they look wonky and goofy. There was a very long time ago, and we had very limited resources. So I just made bed after bed after bed after bed to try to get better at building. I tried making floors. I wanted to create like a black and white checker floor. So I was kind of like messing around with this stuff. So putting a little bit of black wool on the bottom, put the white tile on top. This was like a kitchen prototype that I made for Scarland. But where's the toilets? Ah, the toilets. Here they are. I needed a toilet for the mother tree in Scarland in 2012. And so I made a bunch of variations of toilets. So I was trying all sorts of different designs. And the only toilet I could ever find on YouTube was like this like flushing thing. I just needed a non-functional decoration toilet. So that's why my claim is that It's one of the first Minecraft toilets ever designed in Minecraft. I even made a shower. So yeah, this is very old Minecraft. This is super old times. But I think it's important to do this. If you're trying to build, like, make little tests everywhere and don't hold yourself to it. Like, what I mean by is, like, if you build something and it's not great, don't hold yourself to that. Don't feel like that's a reflection on you. That's all part of you. The good, the bad, it's all part of you. It's all part of the journey of being creative and learning new things. And like, this is the lighting department in Home Depot. I needed a lamp. I needed to learn how to make lamps at the time. Once again, this is old Minecraft. We had very few options back then. And I just decided to make like a whole bunch of variants just to figure out like what would work. Like this one in particular, as you can see, I was using three different colors to try to decide what color to go with. This is long before even dark oak was implemented into the game. And you can see, like, I was trying to work on some lamps that could go on the side of a road here. So this one in particular, I was trying to decide, should it be cobble? Should it be spruce? Or not spruce, but oak posts, etc. So yeah, it's a fun little journey to look back at a world like this and kind of see some of the old stuff that you built a long time ago. Oh gosh, this thing was supposed to be. I was trying to make a logo. I wanted to make a t-shirt about how much I love vanilla Minecraft, and it was going to be like a vanilla ice cream cone. I see some stuff on here is just weird. I hated ships, so I tried to make a ship. Hate ships. Oh my gosh, it's a Mumbo elevator. I tried making a Mumbo elevator and it never worked. Ugh. Fix your redstone, Mumbo. I think it was user error on my part. I think it was that elevator still makes me mad because that elevator was supposed to go in the mother tree in Scarland.
But Scar, would
happened.
you ever consider releasing this as a world download for the Scarians? I would love to just fly around and enjoy the history and look at your creative process when I'm feeling creatively stuck.
Maybe. I can think about it. I wish it had more. I sometimes, like, there was a time where I never really used it for a long time. And then this is an area where I needed to learn how to be a better builder. I needed to be a better builder to make the Swaggin be what the Swaggin was. So this is one of those ones where I spent weeks working on scale, trying to learn better scale. I'm still struggle at scale. I still struggle with scale. And so I just built so many different variations of these wagons to try to understand scale better. So there's little ones, there's big ones, there's medium ones, there's ones with 3 wheels, there's ones with 6 wheels, like just trying to be better at scale. And I think right now in Minecraft, if you want to improve at Minecraft, scale is one of the biggest things you can do to make your builds look better.
We encourage students to experiment and record everything they do. It's a proof that you put effort in and learned.
Exactly. I learned this from my grandpa. He was an art teacher too. So, but yeah, it's, and I really hold by that like scale, because there's different eras of Minecraft building. There's, oh, we're going to go all out gradients. And if you want to have the best Minecraft build ever, you got a gradient into everything. Oh my God. Woo. And then there's like, we got to do colors and you got to splash them everywhere. Do crazy colors. Woo, smash, smash, smash. I think, to me, looking at what people resonate with and what people don't resonate with, I think there's a lot to be improved on in Minecraft building with scale. And I know for personally, I still struggle with it, and I work on that like all the time. Who I think excels at scale is B-dubs. But scale is always something that I struggle with. And I struggle for a very particular reason sometimes, is that when I'm building something, I often think, what do I need to also put in it? So I might have like the scale right and it feels good, but then I remember I also need the room inside to do the interior, and I also need the space to build this mechanical thing or this or that, and then the build expands out and then just always looks a little bit wonky because I had to expand it so much to fit what I needed inside of it. So it's such a balancing act to figure out what looks good from the eye and what also looks good aesthetically. It's always a little bit of a challenge. And I struggle with that. I'm trying to get better at it. This is a good example of how a creative process works. This is the hamburger hut. Not that I was going to use wool, but wool is a representation of just shaping. So I started up, so the top's obviously the hamburger, then the shape, and I kind of evolved it as I went along, and I decided I was going to like hoist it up a little bit. And yeah, that's kind of how the hamburger hut was devised. So you can kind of see like a interesting, evolving of different, colors and shapes and, moving things, shrinking things, stuff like that. So it is kind of funny, like, messing with it and just trying to find like what the right way of doing it is. I think over here, I was trying to decide on like what colors to do for the zombie enclosure, because originally it was going to be a pretty big wall, but it just felt too cumbersome. So I eventually like scaled it down to like some of these, and then I'm trying to decide like, well, do I do white glass? Do I do gray glass? Do I do standard clear glass? So yeah, that's the world. That's the old world. Kind of see a little bit of a long-winded answer. What I mean by we've got a lot of blocks. So basically, sometimes the easiest way to deal with them is to just stack them on the ground so you don't forget. So you don't forget. I wish I had more in that world. There's a couple seasons that just don't have anything because for some dumb reason I like didn't save the things in there, because I made a point of it in the early days to try to collect as many things in one singular world as possible. And I regret not having that. A lot of those builds, like a lot of the test builds that I did in other seasons aren't in there, and that's kind of a bummer to me a little bit, because there were some wonky ones that would have been fun to look at. What's your favorite mini game, full game that you played on her or you enjoyed on Hermitcraft? I don't think I've ever got more invested in anything in Minecraft outside of Decked Out. Like, I got so invested into that. It was so fun. I also took it really serious at one point. It was I took it so serious. People like, I don't know. The people kept discounting. Like when I started out that first one, I did not fully understand compasses at all. And so I went from trying to figure out compasses like live, and people are having their way with me, making the jokes and stuff. And then there's just a part of me that was like, y'all making fun of me. I'm gonna meddle at this game. And I did. When I went from not knowing how compasses fully worked, very embarrassingly, to getting third. Did not understand how compasses worked. It's very embarrassing. But, oh, sorry. I thought it was on the screen. Oop, there you go. So yeah, I got really into that. That was a big one. Q&A script. What's your process when you're completely stuck creatively? How do you push through it? How do I push through it? Well, that's a tricky one. A very, very tricky one. So why I say it's very tricky is that sometimes people's jobs rely on their creativity.
Nicholas tip $3. Me and others in the Discord are working on a hermit-themed tarot deck to raise money for neuromuscular research, and we would love y'all's input.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me. Where's that message? Because I missed part of it. Shit. Why is that message not showing up on the list of messages? I missed the last part of it. If you you mentioned on the Discord, send me that on Discord so I can hear the last part. I'm sorry, my brain like clicked off on that last part. I want to hear what you had to say. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not on the list. Huh. Anyway, yeah, send it to me on Discord. I don't know why it didn't show up. Language? What happened? Oh yeah, people always say when I say shoot, people always think I say something else. People are so ready for me to say something, so they'll take any opportunity. But yeah, yeah, send it to me on Discord. I'm sorry I missed that. I feel bad. I don't know why it's not on the activity feed. Sorry about that. So what the other question was, what do I do about being creative? As I said, sometimes like your job is you need to be creative and you need to be productive right now. And that is hard because creativity is a finicky thing. And it's not like you're just like going through the paces, doing something, you're like moving this or that. You need to like, that brain needs to fire in a very particular way. And when it's not firing that way, it could be incredibly disheartening because you don't know how to make it fire that way. Like, if I want to do something physical, I can be like moving and this and that. But if the brain doesn't want to cooperate today, it can be like really frustrating. And especially when you're on like a deadline, you have to do something. And the absolute best thing I can give to work on two things. One, if you're more into a less stressful environment where you can be creative and your creativity isn't reliant on like deadlines or something, just put it away. Just slide it away. The more you force it, the worse it's going to be. So you just slide it off to the side a little bit. You don't forget about it, but you just move it to the side. And by moving it to the side, you put it on the back burner. And you might come to it in 10 minutes, an hour, a day, a week, a few months, but just slide it away for a little bit. And the things you can do in the meantime, watch something that like stimulates your brain. So think about like a really great movie or a TV series or a book that really like always gets you inspired. Sometimes that you're not getting inspired to build something Star Wars related by watching Star Wars, but the Star Wars adventures and the creativity within it will stimulate the creativity in you. Another great way is to actually like play a video game. Me playing Red Dead Redemption recently has made me want to paint again. I'm not like building cowboys or painting cowboys, but I want to paint landscapes, and Red Dead Redemption really inspired that. And so doing little things like that can be really creatively satisfying. Getting out in nature by yourself without any thoughts, like going on like a nature walk, is also really good. One thing I found by myself, and a lot of other people have found this too, something about the repetitive nature of just walking, like walking on a trail or swimming. The repetitive nature of swimming kind of like ties up kind of the nervous energy of your brain and lets you more focus on things that you really need to focus on. So for me, I've had my best ideas in my life when I was swimming. And I'd come up with just like all my best ideas I've ever come up with in some ways were when I was swimming. When I was a kid, like all my cool like theme park designs I used to design all the time, all of those were developed when I was swimming. There's just something about you kind of push off all that nervous energy by working your arms and this and that, and it lets you just focus on those creative tasks. So finding stuff like that can really, really help when you're stuck on something like that. If you are in a situation where you're on a deadline and you have to do it, the number one thing to do is to identify maybe what's holding you back. Maybe that's a stress point. Maybe that's something in your life. Maybe it could be a variety of things. Identify like what's kind of like in your life that's like holding you back a little bit. And then the other aspect of that is to really cut out the distractions. If you can cut out the distractions, you will see a world of difference. That's cut out social media. That's turning off your phone. You don't need to be inundated with every problem of the world at that 1 minute. You don't need to hear about your friend's, birthday cake that they're trying to figure out which slice, and everybody's in there in the chats and it's all flowing around. Just put that away. Just push that away. It's just you and the project. You and the project. Phone is off. Phone is off. No more distractions. Everything in this world is trying to distract you. everything wants your attention because everything wants to like monetize your attention. So just set it all aside and focus on the thing that you need to work on. It's your time, it's your thing you need to focus on. So that's when you are at a deadline, it's cut the distractions. You have to cut it. You got to cut out social media. You got to turn off the tick slop. You got to get it all out of there, all away, because the only thing you need to focus on is you and your project for that minute, because at that point you need to get that done and nothing else matters. That's of like serious importance.
Milligus tipped $3. My message is in the general Discord chat when you're ready to
Thank you.
read it.
Thank you. I will check that. Appreciate that. Would you rather remove the Nether update or the aquatic update? Oh, you can't take away my warped wood, and you can't take away my my spruce trapdoor. Oh, I use spruce trapdoors more than I use warped wood. Getting rid of the Nether update. But yeah, I hope that helps. It really, I think when you are struggling with being creative, really focus on the distractions. Really focus on the things that are like pulling you away from what you need to do, and really emphasize what is important in the bubble of things trying to pull you away and what isn't. It's very important. And just for your own well-being in today's day and age, it's also just important to like understand like what you enjoy, what is important and what isn't, that's trying to monopolize your attention and your time, because there's too many things just like inundating us these days. I often look back like how much simpler things were in the past by turning on like an old video game, and you plug the old cartridge in, the menu pops up and you push play game. Nowadays you've got to go and you got to make an account for the publisher, and you got to make an account for the game, and then they didn't sync, and then you got to reset the computer, and then you realize your driver's out of date, and then you just don't want to play it anymore. Yeah, just don't want to play it anymore. So just trying to find stuff that doesn't monopolize your entire being. Oh, is there a giveaway? Oh, I was like, enter. Oh, how nice. Let's see. Try to look for the person's name to thank them, but it is not showing up their name. They might have done it anonymously. Well, my friend, I appreciate that. That's very generous of you. There's probably a number of these that are still unredeemed I do need to check in on. Let's see. Oh, the giveaway winner was announced. Ellis Post won the gift. Very, very nice. Won the kidney stickers. So click on that link to redeem your prize. Very, very nice. Very, very, very nice. Honestly, there's probably a number of those still left, because sometimes they aren't always fulfilled, and then they kind of sit empty, and I need to remember to run those. I need to run those campaigns again, or those giveaways, if somebody didn't redeem it. Because I may extend it a little bit because I can't stream this weekend. So I can't stream this weekend, but we should do that in the next stream. So I might extend the shop a little bit longer before we have to close it. Trying to see if there is a way of running those, but I forgot. There's like a particular place. You got to click the buttons. You got to do the whole thing. Yeah, we'll have to do it. We'll have to do it in the next stream. We'll have to do it in the next stream. Yeah, we'll have to do it in the next stream. There we go. Yeah, no more enter. It's done. I never was a bagel guy. I didn't mind blueberry bagels, but never was too much of a bagel guy. My brothers love bagels. They're big bagel guys. They're big bagel guys. I still am never going to forgive Kirkland, Mr. Kirkland at Costco, for getting rid of the blueberry muffins. I saw they got rid of those. Those were such a staple of my like childhood at swim meets, eating the blueberry muffins from Costco. Those were like one of my favorite parts of going to a swim meet back in the day, was the blueberry muffins. and they got rid of them. I was so sad when I saw it. I was like, ah, the children of today, wronged again. Never will they enjoy the delight of the Costco blueberry muffins. It's like the, you know what I recently found out? That the zoo train at, this is why it threw me when JoJo asked about the, when you guys asked about the zoo train, because I've had zoo trains on my mind, because at the Oregon Zoo, they used to have the coolest train that you could ride. And it went around the park, around the you know, the zoo exhibits, and then it went like right into the woods. And it would go chugging its way through the woods and off to the Portland Rose Garden. And then it had like another station there. So you could take the train and go see the, you know, the Rose Garden, and then come back to the zoo. And as a kid, freaking loved that train. And as somebody who grew up in California, it came up to the Northwest quite a few times before we moved here. You know, kind of living in a little bit, kind of like a little bit deserty climate. And then going on that train, it felt like you were going through this jungle with all the trees and the moss. And I freaking loved that train so much. And I just found out that when they redid the zoo and the train, they cut that whole part out. That whole part's gone. You don't go into the woods anymore. It's like 5 minutes long. It kind of does like a little tiny loop around the zoo and then comes back to the station. And it's over, instead of like the 30-minute trip that took you like into the crazy like northwest jungle of a forest. And there's like a group of like really dedicated people that were like, dude, I love this as a child. I want kids today to experience how fun it was to leave the zoo and then go into this forest with these massive trees and the moss and the ferns and all that crazy stuff, and then pop out at the Rose Garden. And they're like, a lot of people as kids, like in the Northwest, absolutely love that. And they got rid of it. They got rid of it. And then these dedicated group of people have been like trying to bring it back. Like they'll go along the tracks and like, you know, clean the tracks. If a tree falls, they remove the tree, etc. But then, like, you know, they just won't bring it back. They're like, oh, it's complicated, money, and all these different things. And it's like, you had it for like 50-something years, and then all of a sudden now it's about money. Oh, so frustrating. I hope they reverse that at some point, because I think seeing that a number of other people have also have the same reaction I had, it's like, oh, that's a bummer for kids today, because that was such like a surreal experience. And I think it's more important than ever to get kids out and do like physical things in the real world by like seeing the trees and all this stuff, to get away from screens as much as possible. Like, I think that's good for people to see those things. Go out into go on the train, ride through the cool forest. Like, it also is neat that it's always been accessible for wheelchairs and stuff like that. Even when I was like a kid, I remember like seeing how cool it was. Like, whoa, they can load a wheelchair on here. You know, so it's very accessible for people. It's been like that for a long time, which is cool, because not a lot of stuff was accessible in those years. Would you recommend Disneyland or Disney World? It really depends on what you want. To me, I always recommend Disneyland for a variety of reasons, but people also might, you know, they want to experience a little bit more than just the parks. They might go to Disney World. They might want to spend more time at the resort or some of the side adventures that you could do at Disney World. If you're somebody really, you know, invested in, say, like I want to get on as many rides as possible. I want it to kind of be more convenient, a little easier, then Disneyland's it. There's more attractions at Disneyland than there is Disney World, and they're all condensed in a much smaller space, so you can get on them faster. You can get to your hotel quicker, but other people love the tranquility of Disney World, the kind of really stepping away from the world. And, you know, kind of depends on what you want yourself for your Disneyland or Disney World adventure. What's my opinion on a cruise? I don't know. I've never decided if I'm a cruise guy or not. I don't know. Sometimes when I see so many people, I'm like, oh, people. So many people. It's like a sea of people. A cruise, so many people. I don't know. I feel like one day I will just try it. I'm always okay with doing something once. I feel like you can never really have a full opinion if you don't try something once. I feel like at some point I will try a cruise, but it would take a lot for me to do it because it just seems like a lot of people. The more people, the more I like back out of things. That's the one thing for me. Like the more there's a lot of people, the more I'm more likely to be like, peace out. People like large groups drain me to the core. That's just a personal thing. Like big groups drain me heavily. So yeah. So a cruise is pretty crowded. Which when I saw those COVID cruises, when they were running like the cruise at like 20% capacity, everybody had to like stand so far apart. Everybody was like diligently washing their hands. I'm like, that's my kind of cruise. I love this. I love to see it. I love to see this hand washing. I love to see people separated, nice little spacing. Nobody's like this. I'm like, that's my kind of cruise. And there was like the dining rooms, there was like 3 tables apart from everybody. I'm like, that's my heart right there. And then bam, full capacity, and I'm like, ugh. I wasn't always like that. It mainly happened when I got sick. Like, I also do, just from a personal standpoint, have to be careful around crowds. Like if I get sick, there's a high likelihood that I'll end up in the hospital. So I do have to be careful. It's a reason why people are like, why Scar wear a mask? Why Scar do this? Well, it's because Scar doesn't want to go to the hospital. And if you have been on a ventilator, you would probably understand Scar's being hesitant to do certain things, or being rather cautious being around large crowds. You can't prevent everything, but you can prevent, at least attempt to prevent stuff. And I try to do it the best I can. Try to live my life as best I can, but also being careful to avoid having to end up on a ventilator, because being on a ventilator is no fun. I've been on it way too many times in my life. Hospital, no fun. Hospital, no fun. No fun. There's not a lot going on. Not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun. And there's no gaming carts, by the way. There's no gaming carts in my wherever I go to the hospital. There's no go-karts. There's no Gamers Outreach carts. There's no Gamers Outreach carts. Q&A Scar best hospital story. Most of them are not pleasant, I'll tell you that. Most of them are not pleasant. Honestly, I'm struggling to think of anything that isn't a downer. Not great. No, it's why I've been super passionate about Gamers Outreach. That the most entertainment I've ever seen in a hospital, a lot of times, like, I'm so out of it that I wouldn't even be able to use anything most of the time. But the times I've been stuck in the hospital, especially waiting, because there's a lot of times you're stuck in the hospital and all you're there for is to wait for something. That's sometimes the worst. When you are stuck there and you are waiting for something to happen, and you're just kind of like, you're just waiting. I was offered once a checkerboard, and the nurse is like, I do think we're missing some of the checkers. Well, how are you supposed to play with freaking checkers? You can't play with 5 missing things. I'm trying to think. I was given a Beanie Baby once. That was cool. I did like that. I did like the Beanie Baby I was given. One time the volunteers handed me a teddy bear and said, "You might be too old for this." And I go, "Dude, I'll take anything." And I had a little teddy bear buddy in my room. When I think I was like 16, I'm like, "Dude, I'll take it. I like him. I'll give him a name. I'll give him a story. I'll give him a backstory." I did. He had a whole backstory. He had a life. He was a good bear. Appreciated him. That's how bored you can get in the hospital. You're just like, and I'm trying to remember. I think his name might have been Walt. He had a whole story. Walt had a varied life. He had a varied life. And we can't forget about Peaches, the robotic dog, too. Where'd my bed go? I thought I had a bed. I thought I had a bed. But yeah, I can't think of a lot of great hospital stories. Can't think of a lot of... If you want not great hospital stories, well, I guess you just let me know. Let's see. What about a health update? Sure. Luckily, I was able to stream today. The reason there hasn't been a lot of streams recently is just... You guessed it, health. Luckily, my breathing's held up really well. I think I lost my voice for like a minute ago, but that was pretty, that wasn't much. I think what we're struggling with the most health-wise is trying to manage the asthma on top of the restrictive lung disease. So I've been given a number of medicines to try, and each medicine has, in some cases, more side effects than what I was dealing with the asthma. Some of these symptoms that I've experienced are like real irritable, and jumpy, and like weird things that just are so not me. They also make me incredibly tired. Like sometimes I'll just be like sitting there and it just feels like somebody just like kicked me in the chest, and I'm just like, oof. That can be really hard. That can be really hard. So it's like you start thinking like, all right, I'm ready to start the day, but then it's just like kind of like crushed down with like these medicines that I'm on. It's also, and sometimes I think doctors definitely forget this, especially when there's like a specialist. So say you have a pulmonologist and you have a cardiologist and a GI doctor and so on and so on, that a lot of times they forget, like when they add something to the pile that you're dealing with. So if they're adding a medicine or a therapy or something, they often are just so siloed in thinking, oh, this is the only thing you're doing, instead of taking into account that you're also doing this, 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 and this, and now you have a giant stack, and you're dealing with a large stack of things. And that's where I'm at right now, is deciding like what is worth it and what is not, because the stack that I have is so large that it's not easy, like both on me or my parents. So it's trying to figure out like what is going to work or not, because it's like it's so much of the day right now is like devoted to some form of dealing with something like health related, and that takes away from videos, that takes away from streams. And obviously it's important to make sure I always prioritize my health, obviously, but it's frustrating when you're not doing anything but that, and that's not like super fun life when you're constantly managing one thing to another. So it's just trying to find a balance of like what is actually being effective and what's not, and what can I cut out, what can I refine, what can I do better. Like there's a lot of those questions. Now those all sound great, like yeah, let's refine things, let's make things better, but here's the kicker, is that when every one of your appointments is 3+ months in between, it makes it really hard to like rapidly iterate your medical stuff. There's so little ability to make like quick changes when your appointments are so far out. And it's frustrating. The hospital I go to, they're down so many doctors, and so they're just behind on a lot of stuff. They're just so few doctors that it's causing a problem. And then they might push you off to this. I love nurse practitioners. I'll take a nurse practitioner any day. The problem I found when they push you off to physician's assistants is the physician's assistants that I've dealt with, and there's great ones out there, but the ones that I've dealt with, they're very by the book. Like, hey, I'm kind of like I'm trying to get you in and then get you out. The problem with that, and that might be great for people who have a very standardized list of symptoms, and like you have a disease and this is this and this and this, and you follow that protocol, whatever. My thing is so varied and so complex that it kind of like they glitch out a little bit. So then it's like I'm not getting anywhere with this person. Now I got to get somewhere with someone else, and it's just this never-ending sea of nonsense that I'm just dealing with. So it's just aggravating right now. And you know, you just got to keep going, but I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's been so much worse. So that's what I was trying to like get out of my brain parts, is that yeah, it's been worse. So it's frustrating right now, and there's a lot going on, but it's been far worse. Like I said before at the beginning of the stream when we were talking about past or last life, right? They were putting PICC lines in me, like I had a major infection, all these different things. I'm not dealing with that severe stuff right now. So so that's good. I'm not going into neutropenic fevers over you know, reactions to medicines, like all the crazy stuff that happened at that point. I'm not dealing with right now, so you got to be a little bit appreciative of not dealing with that. Thankfully, insurance doesn't cover. Yeah. I've so far this year, I haven't had to get. As far I think so far this year we've been okay, but yeah, no, you never know when that shoe's going to drop when insurance doesn't want to approve something, which we've dealt with for the last like 3 years. Luckily this year nothing's been super complex for them to stick their little weaselly head up. You recently got your PICC line out? That's awesome. Probably feels good to get that thing out of there. I've had so many of them that they started losing access points. So when they've done it before, they start like trying to get it in there and it's going nowhere, and they're like pulling it out and trying another spot. And one time they actually sent it up the wrong. They took a right turn when they should have took a left turn, and they went up this way up into my neck, and like the look on the nurse's face was like, oh. But yeah, PICC line's no good. Easily infectable. You don't want a PICC line. Don't want a PICC line. Unfortunately, sometimes it's a necessity, but ideally you do not want something to sit there like that as a breeding ground for bacteria. Not great. Especially when TPN goes through it. TPN is basically if you need to be fed outside of your gut tract, so you're being fed through your veins. So that's in summary what TPN is. Total parenteral nutrition, something like that. So you're being fed through your veins. Now, obviously, that means it has lipids, and there's sugars, and there's fats, and all these different things, right? Breeding ground for infection. So infection can easily like grow along the line where these things are going in and out. As dangerous as it is, the best I ever felt was on TPN. I had energy galore. I was cruising. And my doctor was like, it's going to kill you. And I'm like, but I'm feeling good. Well, I'm feeling good, doctor. I'm feeling good. It really was. Like, it was like some of the best I ever felt was on TPN. I don't know what it was. All right. I think that's looking better. This is looking substantially better. We need to like decorate this area eventually and have the bathroom there, but I think that's good.